Hello! I hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video and my February book haul. I can't believe I'm already doing one of these. How is this year going by so quickly? I mean, to be fair, February is a short month, but this year still feels like it's flying by much too fast and I can't seem to stop it. I got sent an awful lot of really fun books in February, so without me rambling on too much about it, let's get straight into it. The first book actually arrived for me at the tail end of January. You may remember that I said that I was filming my January book haul not quite at the very end of January. And like the universe could hear me, the day after I recorded it, The Invasion by Peadar O'Gillen arrived in the post for me. This is the sequel to The Call, which came out in 2017. I believe, and was shortlisted for the YA Book Prize. I am yet to read it. I need to read it. There's so many people that have read it and absolutely loved it. So many of my friends are completely into this series, so yes, I need to get on this. Another one from David Fickling Books was a finished copy of the paperback of King Ku by Adam Stower. I'm a huge fan of Adam Stower as an illustrator. I am yet to read this. It's quite short. I should probably just kind of sit down and read it one day. I love his illustrations. I think his illustration style is absolutely stunning. It's so cartoony and fun and it just looks really great. So I don't know why I've not read this yet. I should have read this by now. But this is another one from David Fickling Books, so thank you for that. From the lovelies over at Electric Monkey, I got a copy of Purple Hearts by Michael Grant. This officially means I have the entire trilogy and I am yet to read it. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? It's really bad. I feel like I go on constantly about the fact that I'm a fan of Michael Grant. And as someone who keeps saying he is a fan of Michael Grant, I should have read more of his books than I actually have, if that makes any sort of sense. So this is a trilogy that I need to really get on. I should do like some kind of marathon of this trilogy because I have all three. And the World Book Day short story. I have all these things. Need to read it. Another one from David Fickling Books was Corpse Talk, Groundbreaking Women by Adam and Lisa Murphy. This is part of their Phoenix Presents series. I think it's kind of going a bit off-piste. I think this is a bit more non-fiction-y. I've not really looked into it that much. Interviews with astonishing women from history, with a quote from Philip Pullman on the back. This too, thanks David Fickling Books. I got contacted by the lovely people over at Simon & Schuster earlier on this month asking me if I wanted a copy of I Have Lost My Way by Gail Forman. I have never read Gail Forman before. I have a copy of whatever the one that was made into a film. Can't remember what that one was called. That's really bad to have just completely spaced on that title. If I Stay. I have a copy of If I Stay sitting on my shelf, but I am yet to pick it up and read it. But they asked if I wanted a copy of I Have Lost My Way. I've never read any Gail Forman. I thought, you know what, I will give it a try. And I was chatting to someone at work who used to work at Simon & Schuster who loved Gail Forman, and they said that I should give it a try. So I said, yes please, could you send me a copy if that's all right? And they sent me this lovely proof, which is super matte. It's got spot UV on it. It's really gorgeous, and because it's super matte and I have greasy fingers, it's like got my fingerprints all over it, which is freaking gross. But I'm really looking forward to reading this. It sounds really quite achingly sad, which sometimes it's just something I'm in the mood for. I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be quite interesting. Maybe I'll try and read this in March. This sounds really great. Thank you so much for sending this over, SNS. This sounds really brilliant. Yay, bit of Gail Forman. Next up, from those lovelies again over at Electric Monkey, I got a copy of The Exact Opposite of Okay by Laura Stephen. I've heard lots of people on the Twitterverse talking about this and saying how wonderful it is. There was a big deal about this at YALC. They had like selfie things and like Instagram frames. They had all sorts of business going on at YALC for this. This cover is really interesting. Every time I look at it, I feel like I pick out a different thing. Like there's this love seat here, there's a platypus there, oh, a unicorn, little messagey thing, there's headphones on the O. It's a really interesting cover. There's a whole lot going on, and like you kind of, like I said, you look at it, the more you look at it, the more different things that you see about it. The tagline on the back is Izzy O'Neill, impoverished orphan, aspiring comedian, slut extraordinaire. Apparently. It's about a girl that seems to go viral and has the internet like slut shaming her. It sounds quite interesting. Has Louise O'Neill quote on the front of it. We'll see what this is like. Thank you so much for sending this over. Next up, another one from David Fickling Books. I got a copy of The Bookcase by Dave Shelton, an Emily Lyme mystery. I have saw a lot of sudden, like out of nowhere, saw like a sudden like burst of activity all about this book. There were people with like these little librarian pin badges. It all looked very interesting and fabulous. I love Dave Shelton's book, A Boy and a Bear in a Boat. It's so good. Like, it's one of the cleverest, surreal children's books that I've ever read. It's so fun. It's so funny. I'm intrigued by this. And like I've already said, I'm a fan of Dave Shelton, so I'll be intrigued to see what this is like. Like a sort of middle grade mystery sort of story. I love David Fickling Books. I love that they do everything in hardback first. Like, all their hardbacks always look so lovely. But yeah, this. Thank you guys. And last but by no means least, on the things that got sent over to me front, I have a copy of Skylarks by Karen Gregory. This is Karen's second book. The first one was one called Countless, which I have on my shelf somewhere, which I've still not read. I'm really sorry. Oh, this is a surprise. Okay, so much like on the cover of this book, there are two paper skylarks or paper birds. Isn't that adorable? That's so sweet. Oh my god, I feel so sorry for the poor person that had to like fold however many of these and put them into the front of these books. But this is lush. Aww. From those lovelies over at Bloomsbury, a copy of Skylarks by Karen Gregory. I don't know what this is about, but there's a lot of love online for Countless, which was her previous book, which I believe was about an eating disorder. Ooh, little quick read of the back. This sounds like it's a lesbian romance. So I don't know much about this book. From the blurb on the back, it sounds like it's a lesbian romance, which sounds... I mean, again, LGBT books right up my street, so really intrigued to read this at some point. Thank you, Bloomsbury, for sending this over, and thank you for the adorable little paper birds. Lovely! Those are all the books that got sent to me in the post for review. I did pick up one book from work this month because there was a spare copy lying around and I thought, ooh, I'm gonna have me some of that. And that was a copy of Fly By Night by Frances Hardinge. This is in the new style that an illustrator called H has done for the entirety of Frances Hardinge's backlist. I love it. They're so beautiful. So this is very exciting. I've not read Fly By Night, and this is a World Book Day title for 2018. There are a selection of YA titles that have been chosen alongside the short middle grade ones. So for £2.50 you can get this in shops, which is the same as you can get for The Summoner by Taran Matharu, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, and there's another one, I Have No Secrets by Penny Jolson. I Have No Secrets by Penny Jolson. I think that's what that's called. But yeah, so this is one of the World Book Day titles, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to grab me that because I've not read it. So this, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Fly By Night is the reason that Frances Hardinge often will ask you if she's signing a book for you, if you would like her to draw a goose in the front of it, because there is a homicidal goose in this book. Interesting factoid. So next up are the books that I actually bought for myself in the month of February. If you have watched my previous video, you will have already seen these. If you want more detail on these books, go and watch that video. Basically, I took myself to Gaze the Word in the middle of this month and decided to spend like half of what I had on a big book token. So I bought a lot of books, so I'm going to show you them now. This is literally going to be a whistle-stop tour because you should definitely go and watch that other video. And if you go and watch that other video, you get a whole lot more detail on them. So I got a copy of On the Beach at Night Alone by Walt Whitman, Queers, 8 monologues curated by Mark Gatiss for the BBC, Barracuda by Christos Tsiolkas, Pride by Tim Tate with LGSM, Guardian by Alex London, which is the sequel to a book called Proxy that I read last year, I'll Get There, It Better Be Worth the Trip by John Donovan, and Transmission by Alex Berti, which is his memoir that came out at the tail end of last year. So those are the books that I actually bought for myself in the lovely month of February. The lovely month of February, which is causing me to believe that this entire year is rushing by without me getting a chance to breathe. If you want to find out more about those and find out more about my trip to Gaze the Word, please feel free to click the link in the description box below and go and watch that video. It's pretty good. I do like a teeny little vlog at the beginning, and then it's me just chatting about books for like 10 minutes. Chatting through all of these books, basically. Go watch it, it's not that bad. So those are all the books that I acquired in February. It's actually quite a lot, isn't it? That's pretty obscene. Children's and YA, pretty much, across the board, apart from some of the stuff that I bought for myself. This is great! I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these books, do let me know in the comments box below. I would love to hear from you. I'm getting on the comment responses. You may have noticed that I have been doing it more often. Hopefully. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to put a thumb on it and to subscribe if you want to see more. I love each and every one of your faces. Look how strong I am with one arm. These are going to fall in a minute and it's going to be really embarrassing and horrible and make a really loud noise. I love each and every one of your faces and I will speak to you soon. Bye! Woo! Yes, bitch. Didn't even drop them. Come through, mama.